But guess what? There's a new guy called Richard Hart who brought in innovation, security, better product, kind of like they install a big Costco that you can get a lot more for your money in town. So obviously once they have competition, they're going to have to start fighting for the attention. The only way they're going to get the attention when the competition is about money is lowering their prices. That's what Richard is doing. He is taking away the power from ETH, bringing it to Pulse. So ETH says, you know what? Oh, we're losing our best clients. We're losing this big amount of people. And guess what? There's more people coming when they see that, hey, wait a minute, where is all these people, eating at that other or buying at that other supermarket? Am I paying the same product or even a better product for a lot more money? Let me go check out what's going on. Guys, when people see that the prices are lower, when the masses start to come in, they're going to go to Pulsechain. Right now, we have a lot of the attention from the guys, the Bitcoiners, the other chains, I don't even know about, because I don't know. I haven't even studied Bitcoin, but those guys see what we have and they're trying to get our attention. They're trying to distract our community away from us. They're doing a very tricky and pretty colors, come here, come get it, like the Hansel and Gretel kind of story. They trick the kids, giving them candy that to guide them to the house, and then the big bad witch will eat them alive. That's what's going to happen if we don't pay attention. That's all I want to say. Don't forget who Richard is and what he has done. He has been proof that whatever he does is successful. And this Pulsechain is not the exception. Hex is not the exception. Yeah, everybody can laugh. That's okay. You can laugh at me. I'm very laughable. But we'll see each other at the end line.
Free copies on Pulsechain. But I'm someone that's also in the Ethereum communities as well. I'm not biased to blockchains. If there's money to be made, there's money to be made. I'll trade Bitcoins on Solana, Bitcoins on ETH, whatever, with people all the time in the ETH community. And I'm always trying to onboard people, and I do onboard people into Pulsechain. But the people that have the big money in ETH, they don't give a about gas fees. When you trades like $1 million, $100,000, $200,000 trades, how do you get those people to care about Pulsechain and utilize Pulsechain? That's the question, because that's what we need. We need those big guys.
Bringing the little fish will bring the big fish with it.
No. You do exactly what I was saying earlier. You make the ink token pop, because those mothers that are trading millions over there, they're not going to come.
Okay, if you're inside the sea,
volume, if you have more, you need more volume or more liquidity. One of the two.
Well, you need both. I think.
Imagine yourself under the sea and you're a big whale, right? And you're going through the sea and you see the sharks. They don't say anything, but you see the little fish passing by and they all say bullshit, 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 bullshit. All of them at the same time, like a massive group passing by and just saying bullshit. He's gonna hear it once, he's gonna hear it twice, he's gonna say it 3 times about all around, and he's gonna go, hey, what is this? And he's gonna go take a look at Pulsechain, And that's the mentality that I see that is best for me at least, because I have no contact with the whales. So I go for the little fish and let the little fish go there and shout out to the whales.
Yeah, a whale either trades or they provide liquidity and no fees. So you either need volume for the fees or you need liquidity for the trades. That one or the other. Getting liquidity over to Pulsechain is much harder than volume, because you need other communities. You need to chill that to other communities one by one and bring communities in to create a lot of liquidity, fake liquidity, so that they don't eat slippage when they trade. So the best way, I think, is volume. You have volume on Pulsechain. They just need to know where they can get the volume, and that's the farms, the current farms.
Tiago, the whales aren't doing market trades. Like anybody that's trading real money, they're using limit orders. So the slippage really isn't that big of a deal. If using a limit
not really. Limit orders, I get what you're saying, but limit orders are that you eat slippage anyway. Because if you set a limit order for $1, you're not going to sell for $1. You're going to sell it when the price gets to 1.5, 1.05, and then the slippage that you get will get you to the price at $1. So you still get slippage. You just get to
Yeah,
choose the price.
you still get slippage, but it's not as intense as it would if you just clicked sell on a market order.
No, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. The only difference is you choose at which price you want to sell and don't care about slippage. You can get slippage at 50% and sell at $1.50. With a limited order of $1, you're still going to sell at $1.50. You're not going to sell at 110, nothing. You get the slippage, the same slippage. You just get to choose the price.
Okay. Well, also like you said, you either provide LP or you do trading, and like those big guys that have the money, they can exit big positions with LP without eating a lot.
Exactly. That's true.
So I think yeah, I think big whales coming in are probably going to LP just for the simple fact that when they're ready to leave, they can exit without losing a lot.
Yeah.
Ta-da! So we do not need to pre-create the liquidities; they create it themselves. The liquidities already more or less exist. So now it just needs to thicken up with the community, and then the rest is with them. And we need them to also help out on the liquidity pools too. And they see the potential. So I mean, not only on V2 but V1. Hey, talking about V1 and V2, the story about V1 was it was supposed to be the fees and the freaking ink and everything coming all together. Tiago, do you think that there will be a V3 Richard Hart?
I know that he likes V3 for exit to exit positions and to allow whales to exit positions. I also know, and we all know now, that he likes to fight big whales that can trash your price by setting V3 positions, which is exactly what happened with BankX. So BankX, by the way, BankX.io play this so wrong. They could have just hit sell, get a lot of slippage, and they would still do better than what they did. So they set their price on V3 between, I think it was 1.2 and 1.8 cents, and everyone started talking about that, and so they increased it from 1.8 to 2.2, I think, or 2.8 or something like that.
Yeah, it was
So now
2.2.
everyone knows that they just increased their band, the minimum and the maximum, so that people think that they're going to sell at those prices, and the price could go up until 1.8 cents. But everyone knows that's a strategy, so that when the price gets to 1.8, they sell, they click sell, and they get the price that they wanted in the first place. So that's why the price didn't go up. That's why Richard them in the ass, and that's why bull market. If they just wait to sell at the prices that they want, they're not going to win against Richard Hart. They're not. So they're going to sell lower at any point, and then we have free room and we can breathe the EHEX price, I think. But I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be a V3. I think that I don't think. I would like V1 and V2 to work better and then have V3 because if you're a country like me, I live in Portugal. I have to use a VPN because probably there's not many servers with pulse chain validators around me, and so Pulsex is extremely slow here, and I need to use a VPN and connect to one in the US so I can get good order execution. Price is showing up in 3 or 4 seconds instead of 2 minutes or 5 minutes. This is how it works here outside of the US. And so I would like
Have you tried
things to work
have you
better.
tried inside Europe? I mean, have you tried Belgium
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've tried Belgium.
Switzerland,
I've tried
Austria?
Netherlands.
They're quite good.
Netherlands. No, I've tried Netherlands, Belgium, and France, and the UK. The UK is the
Try
worst.
Germany. Germany sometimes has complications, but they quite work okay.
Yeah, so I would like to see things work better and then have V3 because V3 is complicated, man. And V3 is mainly for you to exit. So it's not good at this point to have good options to just go away with your money. It's not good. The same way that it's not good to have alternative options where you can where you can use your money to earn passive income other than providing LP, because LP is what we need right now. So that's why I think we're still going to wait sometime until we see single-sided staking with Pulsex, and maybe other coins as well. But I think we're going to have to wait a little bit. For now, we need liquidity on Pulsechain, on LPs, not on Pulsechain. We can have a lot of money on Pulsechain. If we don't have thick LPs, we don't get the adoption that we want, which is whales,
PTR,
unless we teach them volume.
question for you on the single-sided staking. What is the reward? Is it going to be people going to be rewarded with Ink token for single-sided staking Pulsex?
The only thing I know is what says on the website, which is stake Pulsex to get rewarded in another token. So the only token I know that is incentivizing anything is Ink. So probably you'll get Ink, which means that because the Ink has a max supply of 1 per second, it can't go up more than 1 per second. That will dilute the issuance of the bonuses of Ink between the farms that are already getting paid in Ink onto the single-sided staking. So that means that people will get less Ink on the farms. So unless the price of Ink does like a 10x or something, there's not enough Ink to pay attractive APRs to LPers and single-sided staking with Pulsex, because everyone has Pulsex.
I thought it was promoting.
196.
I thought it was.
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought it was like that side of the website was to promote like new projects or agreed upon projects that could be like incentivized or like in a way like they could provide their own tokens in exchange for the Pulsex holders to lock them up to gain the value
And
onto their project.
And it is. But the thing is, to do that, you need a DAO. You need a DAO to control the what's on what pools are there. Until you get a DAO, the only one that can create a pool is the Master Chef contract, the owner of the Master Chef contract.
Yeah.
So what says on that on the pools tab is here you it's some I don't know by heart, but it's something like you'll be able to stake your Pulsex to get a reward in another token. So yeah, unless Ink does some kind of weird price action like 10x or something from here, there's not enough Ink to appeal to LP providers to provide LP when you have now LP getting Ink and single-sided staking getting Ink as well.
Unless
Because everyone has
unless it's if Ink is extremely valuable.
That's what I'm saying. Unless Ink does something really weird, like going 10x in a week or 2 weeks or something like that, unless Ink goes to an incredibly high price, then you have enough US dollar value to distribute to single-sided staking and LPs. But for now, we've seen how it works. In the beginning, it was like we all remember the first days. A pool like PLS with ETH was paying like 1,500% APR. So people started coming in, and as people start coming in and putting more money, it starts diluting, and your APR goes down. But it's still very high. The APR is still very high. The Ink that you get is not very high. You're getting less and less and less because Ink, the price of Ink is going up. So the dollar value remains relatively stable. You get less Ink to compensate for that. You're getting less and less Ink. So what I'm saying is, unless the price of Ink goes up a lot, you don't have enough people right now to provide the LP because they don't think it's attractive. Even with APRs like 46% or 18%, for instance, the safest one is PLS with PLSX because they know that they're going to move together. Maybe one outperforms the other, but they're going to move together. When PLS goes up, PLSX goes up. The other goes down, both go down. So it's paying around 18% last time I checked. And it's still not enough because we don't have enough money in LPs. Go check on GoPulse. and you have the amount of money that came into Pulsechain. And then you have DAI, you have USDC, whatever. Um, check the stablecoins. Stablecoins, the total value on Pulsechain, the stablecoins are still like 50 or 60%. So half the money, or more than half the money that's on Pulsechain, is still liquid. It's not in LPs. It's not being farmed. It's not farming ink. It's not buying coins. It's just liquid. It's just staying in people's wallets. This is absolutely insane, guys. People are not incentivized enough to provide LP, even with LPs like PLS against DAI, which is paying like 150% a year. And the only reason I can think of is because people think that PLS is going up a lot against DAI.
Yeah, they don't. They don't.
So
They don't
they
want to eat the impermanent loss. They don't want to be selling their PLS on the way up. That's why.
Yeah, absolutely. So we need other ways to incentivize more. And the only way I can think of right now is, well, there are many things you can do. One of them is having a free bridge, which we have. The bridge to Pulsechain from Ethereum to Pulsechain is free. So that's one way to attract people to bring money over to Pulsechain. Another way is to increase the rewards for providing LP, because if you were getting paid 1,000% on your LP, maybe now you want to provide LP because you don't think that maybe you don't think that PLS is going up 10x from here. Okay, so now the risk reward is better, and you provide LP against that. The only way you get to increase the APR, because you cannot issue more ink than one per second, is increasing the price of ink by 10x. If you increase the price of ink by 10x right now, and no one else provides liquidity, the APR is going up to 1,500%. And then people will see that the APR is too high, and they'll rush into provide liquidity because ink went up so fast. The other ones. Oh, by the way, when Richard probably DOA, whatever, fuck it. When someone used that $20 million dollar wallet to buy stuff, did you notice that it took $15 million to pump PLSX 85%?
Yeah.
But it only took like $300,000 worth of ink to pump the entire system. Ink with $300,000 of ink, I think it's worth now 600,000. That was enough to pump. I think it got to 60% in a day. Ink and PLSX was pumping 30%, zero buy the whole system, and everyone was starting to buy PLS, PLSX to provide liquidity because the APRs just shot up to 160, 170% when they were 80 or 90%. So I'm with DMF in this one. I think the key to Pulsechain success is ink. You need to increase the price of ink so that you can attract LP. And with LP, you get less slippage. With less slippage, you get more volume. With more volume, you get the whales.
Yep,
That's it.
I've been saying that for a while. So is DMO.
Thus, I was saying, I am the king of ink. Just a joke.
So, question for you guys: if someone has PLS and PLSX and they're holding long term, and they don't care too much which one performs better than the other, would you advise them to put those tokens into a farm and farm ink even at these prices?
I mean, if you don't care which one you end up with, and you value both basically the same, then yeah, I mean, why just have it sitting there? You should be earning ink with it if you don't care which one you have more of. I think, at least.
It's hard, man. It's hard to say. The behavior is unique. It's a thing, a one of a kind situation that's happening right now, and we're being present. And I'm being honored. I'm honored to be present in this movement, in this situation right now. It's going to be very hard to discern what is the future. I don't have a crystal ball, but what I see and what has been the behavior is a massive catapult upwards. We need at least like a 10x, 100x on everything to be actually successful and actually be a mark in crypto, and it has to be quick.
Yeah. So, to touch on that, do you think that that's going to happen this cycle or next cycle in like 5 years from now or whenever?
This cycle, I mean, it's just started.
Well, I mean, I don't. I mean, I think we've like quite far into, not far into the cycle, but it's been the altcoins have been running since October. Bitcoin's been running since, I don't know, a year now.
Richard's words specifically was that we've been in a bull market for a year and a half.
Yeah, I mean, we have. If you look at Bitcoin,
So
it bottomed out at 15.5K a year and a half ago, and it's been up ever since. So this is a bull market. The altcoins were lagging, and they're still lagging a little bit, but they've been running. I mean, most of the blue chip altcoins are up 200% since October time. So
well,
like,
they've suppressed the bull market, obviously, but I think if we've been in a bull market for a year and a half, then maybe like we have a little bit less time than we all thought we would have. But that parabolic run doesn't really happen until like the last 20% of the run, anyways. So I think we're
No, I don't think so. Okay, let's see this Bitcoin as like a shark teeth that keeps on being bigger the longer it is. So the longer history goes on, it goes like the teeth keeps on being bigger. So the time horizon of going up and the time horizon of going down is much wider. And instead of being a year or two for each, for the last tooth is like a year and a half. The next tooth is 2 years. The next tooth is like 3.5 years. The next tooth is like 6 and 10 years, maybe. I don't know the calculations. I'm not so savvy on these things. I think Tiago and other people are really good on these type of things, and Trade Mode James and other people. And you guys should actually look into that, because by reading that part, because
What's the
I
question?
mean, when it goes up and goes down, like the all-time from the all-time high to the all-time low, instead of being lasting like the last time, it has been like about a year and a half, let's say. This next one, after hitting the all-time high, the next drop is going to be much. The duration of the drop to all-time low, or it's the next low, is going to last much longer to reach that point. Do you understand? So when
he's
it
just
goes
saying
up
the
again,
Yeah,
yeah, the
it's going to
cyclicality
take
of
much
it. Yeah.
longer to go up in value also, so we just reached
I'm not sure.
all time high. So now people are starting to more or less like, oh, I bought it at 55,000. So they're starting to thinking, okay, take profits or still ride a little bit upwards. And I think it's still like the beginning of the altcoin bull run. So there's still a lot of
I'm
things
not
to
sure about
happen
that
about
because
that. Okay. Yep.
I've checked. I've checked the chart BTC against ETH and against what's it called?
Manipulated
I think it's
markets
others.
against manipulated markets. Pulsechain is different. Is not
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
manipulated that way.
yeah, yeah. Just hear me out. I checked the Bitcoin price against ETH, and there's I think it's others, which is everything except stable coins and the top 10 altcoins. And what happens is there's not much lag, actually. There's a bit of a lag, but that thing that all the influencers preach that it's first Bitcoin, that they rotate to ETH, then they rotate to alts, then to microcaps. It's not very much present there, actually. What you can find is a few altcoins that perform well because they launch at the right time, like Hex, for instance. You could say that Hex lagged against the market because maybe when Hex launched, it wasn't really the exact bottom of the bear market. So what happens is I think ETH takes like a month or so to top after less than a month actually to top after Bitcoin. But the interesting thing about it is it happens in every cycle. They always bottom around the same time. They always top around the same time. They always go up and down together. There's not much difference there. So you won't be missing monstrously the top of the bull market because you timed it wrong against Ethereum or Bitcoin. That's not going to happen. It's going to be the same. Everyone was saying that this bear market was different. It wasn't. It was the exact same thing as the other bear
it was
markets.
longer. This
Yeah, it
paper
was a bit
is
longer.
definitely
Yeah,
longer than the previous one.
but the structure was
The
roughly the
structure for
same.
sure.
There's not much
They're
difference.
always the same, right? Like you said, Bitcoin and Ethereum go up together, they come down together. The
Yeah,
structure.
and also
Sorry, go ahead.
another interesting thing. Everyone saw Richard calling the next top for Bitcoin. It's pretty easy math,
Yeah,
actually. If you go to the 2021 top and you divide it by the 2017 top, it's 3.5x.
yeah.
Now, if you multiply 69 by 3.5, it's $251,000. That's it. That's the only thing it did is multiply by the same factor as the last cycle. That's it. And it happens. He's usually right about this stuff. He said 11K and pray, but he also said, okay, because of inflation, this 11K might actually be like 13 to 15K. I don't
It's
know. Who
funny that
knows?
people forget
He
that
said that
too.
as well,
People love to forget that he actually said
right?
that we might just get 15 because of inflation, and then it literally hit 15. People love to forget that fact.
Yeah, for me, and even if he didn't say that, a guy calling for
11K.
an 11K bottom and it bottomed at 15K like a year before, that's
That's
awesome, man.
amazing.
That's
And
an
in
awesome
trading,
call. That's
in
an amazing
trading, you
call.
typically when someone's making a call, let's just say forex for example, because that's where I come from. If you get it right within like 5-10%, like you're good.
Is that if you go to MakerDAO and you search for proposals and you then go and match those proposals with their tweets on Twitter, you'll see what you need to engage to make a proposal and to vote for that proposal. And you need all this stuff that the SAC wallet has been doing. You need SDAI, you need Maker, you need to stake some ETH, you need to do all that stuff. So we have no idea. And I mean, I'm absolutely sure about what I'm about to say. The SAC address is not after 5% APY. The SAC address is not going to pump our coins with 5% APY a year from now. That's not the point here. Something will happen with DAI that we don't know that is going to involve governance, and $600 million of voting power is a lot of voting power, and we have no idea what's that about. It's not about the 5%. The person that told you to sacrifice for his new network is the same person that's been telling you not to trust other contracts and third parties for pennies. And 5% for a guy like this is pennies. And so he's not after 5% APY on the DAI on the SEC wallet. He's after something much bigger
So,
than that. He's after voting power on DAI.
do you think that he's going to launch his own stablecoin?
He said he would.
Yeah, he did say he would. I don't know if he will. There's a lot of speculation there. I don't know enough to answer that question, so I'm not
He
going to
said
answer the
he,
question.
he
I
he
have no
said that
idea.
he attacks things in order of execution, so or necessity. So I think on his list when he was speaking about it, the wallet was the first thing he said. Then the stable was second, and then the exchange was third, or the exchange might have been second. But wallet, exchange, stable coin, those are the next things he'll be working on, coming straight from his mouth.
I think the Explorer needs to be priority number
Yeah,
one.
Explorer sucks, man.
Yep, it's trash.
Once
Absolute trash.
I think like a validator type of thing, just dedicated for that, like the validators that are dedicated for the bridge. I think that would be a really cool idea that Richard Hart would implement to actually put that thing working full function, because everybody needs that. Everybody consults it to see the metrics on Pulsechain, and if other people outside go and take a look and see that it's not fully functioning, if it lags and everything on Pulsex because of that, it really does need that priority number one, and then the wallets and everything else.
How about other bridges from other networks? Because right now, obviously, there's the bridge from Ethereum. I believe there's a bridge from BNB, if I'm not mistaken. What other networks can you bridge over to Pulsechain with?
I've heard she is also creating one.
With Portal X, I think you can bridge over from many chains, like from BNB, from BSC. I've done it myself, and it's pretty cheap,
I don't think he's worried
and
about
you
other
get a good
chains.
deal.
I think he's targeting the real money on Ethereum. He always tags Ethereum. I don't see
Yeah.
him targeting. I don't see him tagging BNB and Chia. I don't think he cares about that at all.